In this video, we're going to go over these common questions you see on the screen right now, plus talk about setup, how pros curve their hand path, and drills so you can see the ball in the air right away. To get more height on our shot, we need more loft on our club at impact. To do that, we need our shaft to be more vertical at impact. I call this lining the shaft up, so the shaft will be much more vertical, which will have more loft on the club, rather than trying to have a lot of shaft lean. The way that better players line the shaft up, and the number one thing you have to understand to get the ball even higher in the air, is how they curve their hands through the hitting area. At this point in the swing, in the downswing, this is the lowest the hands are going to be. From here, the hands will curve up and they'll curve in. What that does is it throws the club head out and lines the shaft up. So it's not like a whole, I'm just pushing on the shaft like this. If I curve my hands so they're at their lowest point here, hands go up and in, it'll just naturally throw the club head out, line the shaft up, allow the club head to pass the hands, and allow you to hit it much higher. That is much different than trying to hit down, have shaft lean. You can see the hands are almost still working down, and there's very little loft on the club. Another way to see this is if I just keep moving my hands down and forward and let this swing, you can see it doesn't move very fast. Whereas if I instead curve my hands up and in, the shaft or the rope moves much faster and it lines up more. When you're curving the hands up and in though, we have to match it with loose wrists. If I have stiff wrists and I try and pull up and in, I'm not going to be allowed to let the shaft kick out and line up. So you're going to have loose wrists, hands up and in will allow the club head to line up. The best way to feel the looseness, feel the club swinging, and to feel you're pulling up and in is to grip the club with 2 fingers on each hand, and you're just going to do consistent, continuous swings back and forth. So I'm bringing the club back and forth. I'm just swinging it. You'll notice that I have to pull the grip up and in to do this. Also, I can't stiffen my wrist, so the shaft is lining up. And then also from this angle, I'm not trying to bow my wrist. I'm just swinging the club back and forth, and you can see that makes the left wrist cup. This is going to allow the shaft to line up. If I try to keep it bowed, it's not going to really line up. Or if it does line up, the face will be very shut. So when I'm swinging this back and forth, it's okay to let your left wrist cup through. That'll add more loft. The next step is to add your body so you can pull up on the grip faster, which will allow the club head to swing faster, allow it to line up faster, and allow you to hit it even higher. How AMs use their body is they go back here and they tilt back to try and lift the ball up in the air. What better players do is they get their lower body forward, and then from here they're trying to get higher, get taller. That will pull the grip up and in and allow the club to line up. So we need to feel like our lower body gets forward, and then we're just trying to get taller. This is going to get you out of posture, but that is okay because it's going to pull the grip up and line the club up. The best way to feel that you're adding the body is to start right here. You're going to feel from this point that you're standing up, your hips are getting higher, chest gets higher. That's going to pull on the grip and line the club up. You're going to try and make a thumping sound with the ground, so you're not really taking a divot. It more sounds like and feels like the bottom of the club, the sole of the club, is just slamming on the ground. But the reason that you're not chunking it, even though the club is moving down very fast, is because your whole body is moving up. You're going here. You're thinking everything is moving up except for the club head. You have loose wrists. And you'll just try and everything goes up, club head goes down, and it feels like the sole slams on the ground. When you go out and practice this, there's one drill you can do, but 3 variations, so you can figure out which one you like the most. Number 1, you're going to try and hit the ball off the ground as high as possible without taking a divot. To do that, everything has to be moving up while the club goes down. So you're going to have that more of that thumping sound like we just did. Everything goes up, and you'll hit the ball very high. Another variation of that is you're going to hit the ball off a small tee. You're going to try and hit it as high as you possibly can with an iron, but you're going to try and use the tee for as long as possible. If you get too steep and you have too much shaft lean, you're going to break the tee. I want it to be almost, it's going down, and you're just going to clip the ball off the tee, see how long you can use the tee. The final way that you could do this is you're going to go on an upslope, and you're going to do the same thing. You're not going to try and take a divot, and you're going to try and hit the ball as high as possible. To do that, you're going to have to pull up, let the club head pass your hands, let the shaft line up. If you get too steep and try and hold on to angles, you're just going to take a very big divot. When you're on the course, you can use setup to make it easier to hit it high in the air. One way you can do it is moving the ball a little bit more forward. This would be my regular ball. Regular ball position is the middle one. You don't have to move it very far forward, but just a little bit far forward will help you hit it a little bit higher, and then this farther back one will help you hit it a little bit lower. One adjustment you can also make with your feet is I'm going to drop the right foot back. This is a little bit extreme, but let's say I put the ball way too forward. You'll notice that my shoulders become closed. You might start to hit some high balls, but they'd be pulls, so they'd start left. To counteract that, all you're going to do, you're going to play the ball slightly forward, and then to counteract that, you'll just drop your right foot back. They'll cancel each other out, so now your setup allows you to hit it high, but also to hit it straight and not hit a pull. The final thing you can do when you're on the course is you can have two external cues to help you get it more in the air. Number one is when you're going to hit a high shot, actually just look higher in the skyline. I don't know why it works, but you're just generally, if you're looking in the air a little bit more instead of down at the ground while you're looking at your shot, you generally will start to hit it a little bit higher. And the other one that you hear from a lot of pros is finish with your hands high. This is a really good feel to get the ball more in the air. But the way that we do that is just like we've done with all the other drills. The only way to get your hands high the correct way is to be low here, to start standing up so the hips get higher, chest gets higher. This pulls the grip, which allows the club to line up and allows you to finish with very high hands. The bad way to do it would just be to hit it and then bring your hands up here. Rather, if I stand up and pull up on the grip, it feels like momentum takes me more to a high finish.